All right, hello everybody. I want to talk a little bit about. I want to talk about shadow work. You know, we often say in spiritual communities that politics is low vibrational. That is, it drags our energy down. We want to stay in high vibration because it's important to our spiritual ascension. And I couldn't agree more. You know, I'm a political animal. I've always been a political animal. And I'm really clear about how much that's dense energy. And so I agree, you know, politics is pretty low vibrational. And yet, well, you know, I noticed that some people are quick to say that politics is low vibrational when someone brings up the issue, say, of racism or imperialism or capitalism. In other words, sometimes people say politics is low vibrational. At the very moment anyone starts to assign specificity to the matrix. And it's really too bad, right? And it's too bad because it suggests that some folks who have really good intentions are asking us to bypass really important shadow work. And let's be real, the values of racism, imperialism, capitalism, nationalism, patriarchy, etc. These values are deeply ingrained in all of us. And so they are shadows in all of us. All of us without exception. I include myself in that. You know, and that's okay because those values were ingrained from the moment we were born. We were truly taught to be racist the moment we were born. You know, we were brought into the craziness of patriarchy the moment we were born, when we were given colors in terms of what we're wearing, assigned a gender. So let me say this. So if you don't face or you deny the existence of, for example, your racism shadow, or as another example, you know, your nationalism, border thinking shadow, you know, these are wounds we live with day in and day out. If you don't face and shed light on these matrix shadows so you can move through and transform them, your consciousness will likely remain mired in and weighed down by 3D reality. That's just the way it is. Now, if you're worried that the shadow work will bring you down, consider this. You can always do it with absolute joy. In fact, you should do it with absolute joy. And why not, right? Letting go of that which no longer serves you, no longer serves your highest good, no longer serves the highest good of the collective. That should bring you some real relief, right? It should be fun. Because you're just like, let me get this off of me, right? So think of all the wonderful ways you can work that shadow out of your life and out of your communities and out of your homes and out of your families, right? And when you do that work, that shadow work, that matrix shadow work, you facilitate not only your own spiritual ascension, but also the ascension of the collective. So have fun with it. Stop shutting the conversation down. Say, hey, there's a shadow I need to work on. Let me work on that. Let me get that out of my system. Let me get that out of the collective system. We need that kind of work. You know, this duality of light and dark, you know, it involves the matrix, involves really coming to terms with the colonial power matrix. And so the sooner we can do that work, the more intentionally we can do that work, the better. All right, thank you for your time. You know, if you like this, go ahead and subscribe. If you like this, go ahead and like and share. And, you know, I'll talk to you later. All right, be well.